Abdallah ibn Tahir was the Tahirid governor of Khurasan from 828 until his death. He is perhaps the most famous of the Tahirids. Early life. Abdullah's early career consisted serving with his father Tahir ibn Hussein in pacifying the lands of the Abbasid Caliphate following the civil war between Al-Amin and Al-Ma'mun. He later succeeded his father as governor of Al-Jazira, with the task of defeating the rebel Nasr ibn Shabah, and between 824 and 826 convinced Nasr to surrender. He was then sent to Egypt, where he successfully ended an uprising led by Abdallah ibn al-Sari. He also recovered Alexandria, which had been seized by Andalusian Muslim refugees 7 years before. Following their expulsion, the refugees headed to Byzantine Crete, establishing Muslim rule there for the first time. Reign. Although Abdullah had been made the governor of Khurasan following his brother's death in 828, he only arrived in Nishapur in 830. In the meantime, he had been busy fighting more revolts. He was assigned for a brief time in 829 to stop the Karamite Babak, but then was given new orders by the Caliph to move to Khurasan and stop the Tahirids. Abdullah's brother Ali acted as deputy governor of Khurasan until he was ready to take up residence in Nishapur. During his reign as governor, Abdullah was occupied with affairs on both the eastern and western parts of his territories. In the east, he took steps to improving the strength of the Samanids, his vassals in Transoxiana. The Samanids were important, as they controlled the trade between Central Asia and the Central Caliphate, including the trade of Turkish slaves. Also in the east in 834 an Alid Muhammad ibn al-Kashim revolted in Justin, but Abdullah's forces eventually managed to capture him. In the west, meanwhile, Abdullah came into conflict with the local ruler of Tabaristan, the Ispabar Mazia. As the ruler of the east, Abdullah claimed Tabaristan as a dependency and insisted that the tribute owed by Mazia to the Caliph should pass through him. Mazia, however, was looking to expand his dominion and wanted to be free of Tahirid influence, so he refused to accept this and demanded that he be able to pay his tribute directly to the Caliph. In this struggle, Mazia had the support of the Afshan, who allegedly wanted to control the Tahirid lands himself. Abdullah was able to turn the Caliph against Mazia, and in 839 was ordered to stop the Ispabar. Mazia, a recent convert to Islam, heavily relied on the Zoroastrians of the province, but in the end was captured, sent to Iraq and executed. Tahirid control over Tabaristan was therefore secured until the Zaydid revolt of 864. During the same year, in 839, an earthquake occurred in Fargana, destroying much of the city. Abdullah died in Nishapur, either at the end of 844 or in 845. He was succeeded by his son Tahir. According to the famous Seljuk vizier Nizam al-Mulk, Abdullah was buried in Nishapur, where his tomb became a pilgrimage site.